I'm Danny Wallace, and this is Be Inspired. Be Inspired is a safe place to have conversations that matter. We bring the very best speakers to you, and also the very best in edutainment, where we entertain and educate at the same time. This event is for businesses that are ready to get gloriously uncomfortable as we show up, wise up and rise up together.
Everyone has really got each other's backs.
What Danny's created, second to none. Nobody else is doing this.
I've cried or had, several aha moments in every one of the talks today.
Be Inspired is genuinely one of the most amazing things that I've ever done.
They have made me feel part of the community.
But everybody has just seemed to embrace me, and people talk to me like they've known me for years.
It's been really nice meeting different people, and everybody's just been so lovely.
This isn't an event for women, it's for people in business, and that energy and that inclusivity is being reflected throughout.
There's nowhere else where you'd ever feel so held and so safe and so looked after and so loved.
I feel like there's something for everybody to hear.
But what really differentiates this event is there is a huge element of love.
I've met people that I would never otherwise have perhaps connected with in business from loads of different walks of life.
There is so much that big brands and corporates can learn from the flexibility and the tenacity and the energy of young and startup businesses. Similarly, there is so much that small and startup businesses can learn from big brands, and it's my job to pull everybody together.
The ways I feel supported by Be Inspired, and in particular the Fly Anyway Foundation, is it's given me hope that I can actually achieve the visions that I have for myself in the future, such as having my own community interest company and actually having the business aid to make that happen.
You're talking about such amazing things that help you as a person and as a business in a way that doesn't feel gross.
The foundation's been amazing because it's hooked me up with people I never would have known about. I'm just off to this perfect start. From humble beginnings, where we were struggling to sell like 75 tickets, we are now selling out time and time again. Over 250 delegates, all energized, engaged, hungry for growth entrepreneurs wanted to show up, wise up and rise up. We are putting Be Inspired on the map here in the northwest of England as the place to come and collaborate, to network, to listen, to grow, to learn, and then to take action, as well as enjoying the journey together. We want you to come and get involved. Whether you are a part of the audience or indeed becoming one of our exhibitors or sponsors, this is definitely something you do not want to miss. Is anyone else getting really excited when they watch that? Oh my goodness, good morning everybody. Welcome to the show at Wise Up, Rise Up show with me, your host, Danny Wallace. I hope you are feeling good this Wednesday. I am really excited this morning because this morning I get to share with you some of our phenomenal speakers for Be Inspired, which, P.S., cover your ears, girls in the green room, is 2 weeks away. We are 14 days away from Be Inspired Eve, which is one of my favorite days. It's like Christmas Eve. We are hurtling towards it now, and I'm really excited. Our lineup is honestly just off the hook. They are so good. We've got such a wide variety of topics that we're going to be covering, from emotions all the way through to workplace, through to sales, through to HR, and everything in between. We have got celebration, inspiration, motivation, a lot of learning, a lot of laughing, and a lot of having a blast in the process. So if you are watching along this morning and you have got your ticket to Be Inspired, I want to know, I want to shout you out and say good morning to you. If you have not got your ticket to Be Inspired, or if you're just coming across this going, what the bloody hell is Be Inspired? I want you to go to imthequeenbee.co.uk, go and grab one of the last 5 tickets that are available before we are sold out. So this is Wednesday. This is Wise Up Wednesday. And on a Wise Up Wednesday, what I like to do is bring in people, experts in their fields, to come and have a little chat to us. This morning, I don't have one expert. I don't have 2 experts. I have 3 gorgeous, sexy, beautiful, powerful experts who are coming to share their excitement at being on the Be Inspired lineup. So, without further ado, I want to bring all of you in for a chat this morning instead of all of you individually, which is sometimes what I do. I feel like, we are very much a cohort. We are very much a group. We are very much the hands at each other's back as we go through this process. So please welcome to the show at Wise Up Rise Up show this morning, Nick Davis, Alexandra Worsley, and the fabulous Maura Jackson. Good morning, my loves.
Hello. Good morning.
Look at this bevy of beauties that I get to host this morning, you lot. And this bevy of beauties is going to be speaking for you incredible delegates of Be Inspired. Nick Davis, good morning. Alexandra Worsley, good morning. Maura Jackson, good morning.
Hello.
I'm going to ask some questions and we'll go around the table. It's a bit of a round table this morning, which is how it's going to go. Instead of it feeling like a free-for-all. But I saw you all backstage and I was like, don't want to do it. Don't want to do individual interviews this morning. I want the girls in one spot. I want to get a cuddle in all together as we get excited. If you are watching along, please do chat along with us this morning. Tell us what you're excited about, what are the things that you're working on right now. Marie Grady, I see you. Sarah Park, good morning. Vanessa Ashworth over on LinkedIn, good morning to you. Nick Davis.
Yes.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you feeling? Fiery and bright and breezy this morning.
I am, considering I only got out of bed an hour ago.
I was going to say, you only just remember that we had the show this morning.
Yeah.
But you are bringing the fire this morning. Nick, welcome to the show. And it is a pleasure to have you with us. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you do?
Okay, so I'm Nick Davis, founder of Plate Spinning Academy, a home and lifestyle mentor, helping mostly business owners get life organised at home so we can get some headspace back to show up as our best selves in business.
Amazing. And considering our audience for Be Inspired, your expertise are absolutely needed. And we'll get on to how we came across each other in just a couple of minutes' time. But welcome to the show, Alexandra Worsley. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, my darling? Are you good? Are you excited?
I'm good. I'm really good. We were just talking before about just taking a breath and taking a moment and connecting to our inner calm. So I'm channeling lots of that for you all today.
We need it. I think we all need it this morning.
Yeah.
I think we all need it. Like this week particularly, it feels like we've been working together now for months and months, and we're almost like we can see the finish line just on the horizon now. We're kind of legging it towards it. But before we kind of get into the Be Inspired situation, Alex, tell us a bit about what you do.
So I've been in the entrepreneur world for 20 years, and I'm passionate about self-leadership and helping people make bold decisions and take action on those.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I'm here to help everybody do today.
Making those big and bold decisions, because often that's what we give ourselves out, and we have these decisions and choices on the table for ourselves, don't we? And sometimes taking that leap, holding our nose and jumping in is a really difficult thing to do. And I know that's something that you really help people with. And on the cohort, we've got lots of different dynamics. We've got big personalities, and we've got calm and sensitive people. We've got heart-centered people, and you're really our beating heart. And it's been beautiful to work with you. I know that that's the space in which you work. For anyone that's listening along and that's got big decisions to make, Alex is your girl. And then we've got the beautiful Maura Jackson. Morning, Maura. Oh my God, your glasses though.
Hello, and all the rest out there.
I love him. I feel like you've got glasses for every different occasion.
I've got a few now because I buy them off a cheap website in America. And, and then just get the lenses put in here. So it means I can play around with different styles and colours.
I love it. I love it. Maura, you, when it comes to Be Inspired, you're wearing a couple of different hats, aren't you? In terms of your area of expertise and what you're bringing to the table. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Well, I am professionally the chief exec of a homeless charity in Bolton called Back Up Northwest, and I've been here for 11 years, and I've got a 32-year career in social care and housing and homelessness and everything that goes with it. So that is, you know, my whole background, criminal justice, domestic abuse. I've worked with all sorts. The thing that I'm coming to do at Be Inspired is more about me, the person, and how that career has led me into a position of becoming a professional speaker, an event host. And so I'm combining the two worlds, really. So I should be talking about lessons in leadership from birds.
Lessons in leadership from birds. And we're not giving anything away other than that either, because you're going to be closing out Be Inspired on day 2, and we're really, really excited about that. When I program an event, I always look at energetically what's being delivered, inspirationally what's being delivered, from a content perspective what's being delivered. And I know all of your talks intrinsically, like they are as much of a part of me as they are a part of you guys. And we've chosen for you, Maura, to close out the 2 days because of the fire and the fun. It's like we're a double F situation, maybe a triple F, knowing you.
I didn't realise I'm going to be talking about my bra size today.
Well, anything can happen when we get into these situations together. There's a lot of mischief to be made. So, Nick, back to you, my love. We have known each other for some time now. In fact, you were one of my very, 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 very first sort of in real life clients, I guess, or delegates. When IATQB first started.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit of the journey from when we met to you deciding to take the plunge and go all in and go through the Be Inspired program.
So we met, it was just over 3 years ago, January 2020, and I came to the one. You had a day at Cotton Mill in Preston. Is it Cotton Court? Cotton Court, that was it. And that was going to be my first kind of sharing of my concept for Plate Spinning Academy, sharing it with people other than my family. And it was a big day for me. It was like, got some really good feedback about the ideas, and I was like, oh, I'm buzzing. And then something happened the day after, which then put the spanner in the works. And with health issues going on for the last kind of 3 years, I have worked really hard to get to a point now where I have the confidence to kind of say, yeah, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey. I've wanted to jump in before now, but I've just not, from a health point of view, I've just not been able to take that leap.
And timing's everything, isn't it? Like, I know there will be lots of you that watch along on the show and have been looking at, me working with lots of different people going, I'd really love to do that one day when the time is right. Some of you have come across what I do and just gone, no, I just want to be a part of it. And I think there's space for everything. There's space for any and all. A program like Be Inspired isn't necessarily something that you want to jump into without giving it some thought and thinking about your energy and thinking about your health and thinking about all that sort of stuff, because it's quite, emotionally it's quite an intensive process. Alex, if we talk about the emotional process, because we were having a conversation last week about, actually, if we look at Be Inspired, the event itself is really exciting and everyone's got so much to give and the talks are incredible, but sometimes this process isn't really about the talks.
Absolutely. And how I found you, I was someone who found you 2 weeks before the last Be Inspired, and was so moved by hearing you on stage, Danny. You were just one of the most, I hadn't met someone so inspirational in such a while. And I was having a little moment at the front of their audience and just said to my heart, I'm going to be working with that lady one day. Little did I know it was 2 weeks later. But bold move. Come on, we've got to do them.
So the complete opposite of Nick's experience, where we're kind of like, we've done a little bit together and this big gap in between, and then Nick's ready. You were like, I've just met her, we're going all in.
Yeah, and what it took to make that decision is is a big part of my core message. It's about self-belief. It's about self-trust. It's about jumping into that unknown and that uncertainty and trusting in that. Just not knowing what is literally round the next corner, round the next minute.
Yeah.
And feeling a faith and a trust that like no other. And that's what I've been cultivating, and that's what this process has asked me to step up into in a whole nother way.
And you so are, and it is so exciting to see that start to happen now and again as we see Be Inspired on the kind of the finish line, so to speak. And it's not the finish line for all of us because we've got lots of experiences to have, and we've got an Ideas Fest and Atomicon to attend together, and we like to extend that networking afterwards and all of that sort of stuff. But to see that start to open up in you is really, really exciting. It's one of my favorite things. Maura, you and I working together in this process, for me, when you got in touch with me, was an absolute joy, because I've been a Maura fan for a long time. Like, we've known each other maybe 8-9 years.
Yeah.
Outside of the online space. So we knew each other from various business networking. I'd done some work for you as a performer, as an entertainer. I'm a huge fan of Backup and the work that Backup does. So much so that when things started to move for me, one of the very first things I wanted to tick off was not take my kids to Disneyland, was become a guardian for Backup, was to be able to put my money where my mouth is and actually start to help people. And Backup was my first choice of somewhere where I wanted to invest, even if it was a little bit. It was that, the work that you do and the way that you speak about the work that you do and the work that Backup does has always been really compelling to me. So you made a bit of it. So you as an established, you speak anyway, right? What made you move into this program and come and get involved in this community and come and get involved in this event?
Well, a couple of things really. So one is just watching you from afar and the admiration for you and what you've done with yourself and your business and the foundation. So, there's that mutual respect and admiration that we've always had. And I suppose my personal journey from, even though it's still very professional and, I have done public speaking,
the
challenge of doing it in this way is something I haven't done before. So, I've been in this role now for 11 years and I've done this work for 30. So talking about work, I can just do it all day. I don't need a script. You just kind of do it. I've got the stats in my head. The anecdotes are real life stuff. So out they come, and it just works really well. And because I absolutely live and breathe Backup, it's easy to talk positively about it. But when you start applying that to a different topic and yourself, there's a bit of, oh my God, I'm not very happy about talking about myself, and I'm not so sure if I'm oversharing, or am I sharing enough, and does anybody really give a shit? I mean, honestly, who cares? So there's all that then that make you question what you're saying and what messages are you delivering, and what does it matter? So, and it does matter. It matters a lot. So for me, watching you do this a few times there, and I thought, right, it's just not been the right time. But absolutely, I saw it advertised again, and I thought, I am absolutely ready.
Yeah.
No, I thought that when I signed up. Now that there's 2 weeks to go, I don't feel as ready.
We are entering into what is formally called, for everyone involved in the program, Wobble Week. We actually have it as part of the program.
I think she keeps saying, Be Inspired Eve. Can you just stop it, please? Because it's all feeling a bit real now. And my actual speech is written up here in colour coded.
I love it.
And I've done absolutely bog all with it. So, but on the day, it's going to be marvellous, and I know it'll be fine. So it was a little tiny bit of me coming out of my comfort zone, because you don't want to nobody wants to be complacent and
no.
But also, I'm embarking in stand-up comedy, which is a brand new thing, which sort of tipped me into let's try something different, because the skills that I'm learning from the Be Inspired process, and I will on the day and in the delivery, will totally assist with that. So I was on at the Frog and Bucket on Monday night doing a practice.
I love that. Just casually on at the Frog and Bucket.
Yeah. So smash that. We're great.
So you can see, for those of you that are watching along, the difference and the sort of the variety of experience that we've got within the lineup. But what's really interesting, what I find every single time, is that whoever comes to see, I have lots of sort of professional bookers, people that are producers that come along to be inspired for their own personal growth, because what they see are trained speakers, speakers who know themselves, speakers who they might not feel it at the time because it might be one of the first times that they've taken to a stage, but actually speakers who know what it is that they're going to say, speakers who've prepared, speakers who aren't winging it, speakers who've taken time to really consider what value they're bringing to the table. And that's what all of you have been working so hard on, is that there's two questions that I ask, right, when we start working with each other. One is, what do you want the audience to think, feel, and do differently once you've stopped speaking? Like, what's the gift to the audience? And then also, for anybody watching out there, the importance of speaking. We're just going to do a dance to get Maura's lights working again. The other question is, and for anybody who's considering sort of working with me or going through this process or whatever, is we've got to also think, how do we utilize this platform and these platforms as speakers to elevate ourselves to a wider audience, and not just to the IATQB audience, not just to my community, but how do we take those skills away from this beautiful, safe, fantastic, inclusive, wonderful, gorgeous, sexy, powerful audience, and with those skills that we've learned in this environment, go out and then utilize that to go and expand our businesses, our concepts, our missions. And seeing all of you put so much work into those two things means that whoever's got a ticket, whoever's coming along to this event, is going to get more value than they could have ever bargained for the sake of a couple of £100 for 2 days, where not only are they going to have loads of fun and they're going to learn loads, but they're going to meet some of them. Look, just 3 of you here out of a lineup of 21 incredible human beings from all different backgrounds, all different topics. Nick, what are you most looking forward to about the event?
The atmosphere in the room.
Because you've been before, right?
Because I went to the last one, and whoever I was who came to the event Thursday morning was not the same person that left Friday evening. Honestly, it was like, I can't put it into words, really. It was phenomenal. It was just, it changed me, definitely. And then it's how can I make this happen?
Right.
But the atmosphere in the room is off the scale.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because it's fun, but still there's tears, there's hugs, there's learning, there's.
I was sat right at the front because I was on one of the front tables, and I cried, and I just sat there and cried my eyes out at some of the stories. But that was okay, and I felt so safe. I felt safe to do that. It was. I mean, I'm sharing the room with like 200 and odd other people, and I'm sat there blubbing my eyes out, and I'm like, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered at all. It was just out of this world. Fantastic.
One of the things that we've learned this time, and we've actually got a specific, we've got things that we're handing out, is tenor and tissues. I think is probably the best way to describe the roller coaster emotions that you might require.
Yeah.
So we've actually got buckets of tenor and buckets of tissues on the way, so that everybody is perfectly equipped in order to laugh till they wee and cry till they wee. Either way, one or the other. They'll be leaking from all over the place. But yeah, the atmosphere is definitely one of the things that we get excited about, that we want to make sure that people have a great experience. Maura, what are you excited about?
Well, I've never been to the event itself, and a lot of the speakers have, so I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm booked on for both days, not just the day that I'm speaking on. So I'm looking forward to just meeting people, soaking up the atmosphere, as Nick said, but also, making connections, being able to just have time to think and reflect and maybe pick up tips from other people. I'm looking forward to hearing other stories and also watching other experts and what they do, and and just being present, I suppose, because I am constantly going at 100 miles an hour. And the other thing I should have mentioned before is one of the reasons why I want to do it is I'm bringing up my grandchildren, and the eldest is 12. And she is a great girl, but she lacks confidence. But I think that's fairly, she's only 12. And she's been through quite a lot of change. So I think I really want her to see that courage is in everyone. And
Yeah.
whether that means you get up and public speak, because some people will never do it in their entire lives, they'd rather pull their eyelids off. I get that.
Right.
But, what you need to sort of find your own courage and then find out what you want to do with it and do something. So it's a bit of a message to her, really, because she's listening to me, wander around the bedroom, practicing and, using the clicker and all this sort of stuff and timing everything. And I think she just rolls her eyes. She thinks I'm mad. So, but I just wanted to see that it's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, and glossophobia, the fear of public speaking. I've said this before. Loads of you have heard this before. If you're new, you might not have done. It's the number one fear in the Western world, the fear of articulating ourselves in front of other people. So what actually our speakers are doing, and not only have they, invested heavily in their growth and their development and what have you, but they're slaying dragons. Some of, like, if I look at some of our speakers, some of our speakers are there, like Maura, for example, there to go and sharpen tools. And some of our speakers, and you won't know the difference between the two, by the way. So for those of you that are out there going, oh, that's going to be a real mixed bag of delivery, you won't be able to tell the difference between the people who are already established in terms of speaking and the people that haven't spoken before. I already know that because of how closely I work with everybody. Some of our speakers are there to slay the dragon, to actually face that fear in the face. And I think that what is beautiful about the IATQB audience, the Be Inspired audience, is that I have never met an audience that are just so loving and that are so supportive, either of those around them or of those people that are on the stage. Because I know, like, you guys, all of you will have said to me at some point, if I ask them this, do you think they'll respond? And I'm like, yes, like they are ready to respond. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about that. That is definitely a conversation that we're in as speakers and audience, is that we're giving information and we're adding value, but we're in conversation. And I think that's really beautiful and something definitely to get excited about. Alex, what are you excited about, babe?
I'm excited about connection to others, and that ultimately comes from that connection to ourselves. And this is I only went to the first one, just gone, and to be held in that loving space is how you can create that. That's how you truly create that connection, where you can be real, where you can be raw, where you can be vulnerable. And from that place, that seeing those lights switch on for people, seeing that transformation, that buzzes me every time. That's like always my intention every day. Like, everyone I meet, how can I bring a smile to their face, even if it's just a smile and no words, and that, yeah. Can you feel
that? You absolutely do as well. You absolutely do. So we've talked about what we're excited about. We've talked a little bit about what it is that you do. So Maura, you've already told us about a little bit about your talk. We don't want to give too much away. So Alex, what is your talk broadly about?
It's about redefining success.
I love that. I love that. Redefining success. And what is beautiful about your talk is the way in which you deliver it. And what's great about all of the talks for all of our speakers is it's not a case of these speakers getting up and giving you information and then you sitting down. We've thought of really creative ways that we can deliver this information to you. We call them elevations within this particular program. We look at how do we elevate the information, the expertise that these incredible speakers have got, and then provide what we like to call edutainment, because we learn best through play and best through joy and best in that out of context space. So what I'm particularly excited about for all of you is how you've chosen that out of context space, analogies, methods of deliveries, props, if some of you have got props, like these exciting and different ways of accessing your expertise. And I can't wait for you lot out there, if you've got a ticket, to be experiencing that. So from me, Nick Davis, Alexandra Worsley, Maura Jackson, thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's only a little short show this morning, but thank you so much for joining me. can't wait to, well, we're on a call together all together tonight anyway, because it's Be Inspired evening. But I cannot wait to see you in 2 weeks on Be Inspired Eve. I'm got to stop saying it, but I can't, because I'm equal parts excited, and we feel like we're kind of going up the roller coaster now. We're going up the hill of the roller coaster together. What would each of you say? There's just 5 tickets left before we are sold out. If somebody is sat out there right now and they are listening to us this morning and they are excited, but they don't know why, and they haven't got a ticket yet, what are you saying to them?
You need to just come, be part of the change. And as Nick said, it changed her. So it's possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, ladies, thank you very much for your time this morning. I will see you later on. That was the glorious Maura Jackson, Alexandra Worsley, and Nick Davies, who are just 3 of our 21 speakers at Be Inspired this time. Their talks are phenomenal. They are phenomenal. I don't just want you to come along and see their talk. I want you to connect with them. I want you to speak to them. I want you to find out more about what it is that they do, find ways to work with these incredible human beings. You can find out more about our lineup and who will be speaking on iamthequeenbee.co.uk. If you click on if you go to buy a ticket, it takes you to the page and it breaks down who our speakers are. They are wonderful. I'm not in the business of bullshitting. They are absolutely fantastic. I've got dead proud mama eeky cheeks from smiling this morning, but also from being as excited as I am about all of that cohort. If you have not got your ticket already, go to iamthequeenbee.co.uk. Go and grab yourself. There's just 5 tickets left. I think the Ali Night, if you are connected with Ali Night, if you aren't, go into the IATQB Hive. I think she's got a couple of spaces on her table, so you can actually get yourself a cheaper ticket if you connect with one of our table hosts. So you just go into the Hive and ask if any of our table hosts has got an available ticket on their table. If not, head on over to iamthequeenbee.co.uk. Don't worry about coming to this thing on your own. I promise you, you will not be on your own. That's all from me this morning, other than to say, if you have not already got involved with Lisa Johnson's Race to Recurring Revenue, head on over to the IATQB Hive or head on over to my personal profile and go and get yourself involved. If you want to be making more money in your business via recurring revenue streams or semi-passive income, you are going to want to be involved, even if you don't already have a business or a business idea. So if you do join up through my link, we will be popping you into a WhatsApp group altogether. I'm going to be your cheerleader for the Race to Recurring Revenue Challenge. You will get to pick my brains. It's something that the things that Lisa Johnson teaches, I have built intrinsically as part of the foundations of my business. So I will be able to cheer you on and support you. And you can pick my brains from a visibility perspective. I've got my head of marketing and communications in there. Beth Thompson from Dare Copywriting is going to be in there. And also Danielle Hansen from Pretty Practical Business is going to be in there from a businessy brain point of view. So you definitely, if you want to make some more money, I want to know in the comments, if you do fancy making some more money, then head on to my post from last night. There's a picture of a larger Danny, pre-op Danny in Malta 3.5 years ago, before everything IATQB got big. But on there is a link for Race to Recurring Revenue Challenge. You can join up. It's completely free, and we will take you through a whole week of phenomenal growth, phenomenal thinking, and also we've got that WhatsApp group for you where I'm going to be supporting you every step of the way. All right, my loves, have a lovely day. Enjoy yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and I will see you on Friday for more Showing Up, Wising Up, and Rising Up. Take care.